Welcome to Chat, Communications, Happenings, and Trends, with your host, Amanda Cumming, and producer, Janet Louise Meyer. Thank you for listening.
So today we've learned that five senators on the Democratic side will now vote to confirm Haspel to direct and lead the CIA. That will actually bring her enough confirmations to actually be able to gain that position within the Trump administration. Now, before we get started, her background a little bit and why we have a particular problem with this announcement. So she is currently the deputy director of the CIA, and she's actually acting director of the CIA. But previously, during the Bush years, she was the chief of a CIA black site in Thailand, where she oversaw the enhanced interrogation program, which is torture. She oversaw their torture program there. And she also subsequently, while she was told to maintain tapes and records of these techniques that were employed in her detention center, she actually destroyed evidence so that she would not get caught. And I don't know why she is still within the CIA, because she has not only broken our laws, but she has broken international law. And so anybody with a brain should have an issue, or should take issue with her becoming the director of the CIA, let alone deputy director of the CIA. She should have lost her job years ago. That being said, the 5 Democrats that are now voting to confirm her include Heidkamp, Warner, Manchin, Nielsen, and Donnelly. So, and while Senator McCain and Rand Paul seem to be still on the fence, or they may have, I don't think they've outright opposed the confirmation, but they have said that they do take issue with her becoming the director of the CIA. Now, I had printed off an article earlier from The Hill, basically saying when Warner was going to announce that he would vote to confirm. And it said in the article that the agency's detention and interrogation approach that she oversaw that program, but that the agency during her time has since disavowed the so-called enhanced interrogation techniques, now widely considered torture. And to the author's discredit, I have to say that it was not only now considered torture, but it was back and then considered torture. And it was prior to the Bush years considered torture, considering that we executed Japanese prisoners for doing some of the enhanced interrogation techniques that they actually had to rename so that they could soften the blow of the fact that it is fucking torture. So no, we do not want to see her as the director. She not only broke the law, which I guess this was supposed to be the law and order of president, but she broke both international and our national laws, and she also destroyed fucking evidence. I don't understand how that could be on her record and anybody vote to confirm. I don't understand that. I'm sure there are some upstanding fucking members in the CIA somewhere you can choose from. Somebody that at least doesn't have on record of them destroying evidence, some career CIA members. And you've got the Republican Party now doing a Democrat move where they go, well, she's a female, hooray. We first female acting director, first soon to be female director of the CIA. I don't give a shit if she's male or female or in anything in between. What I want to see is somebody not do these techniques in the first place, or torture, and not destroy evidence. Isn't the CIA's job is to collect fucking evidence and not destroy it? But, you know, maybe I've missed the point. What do you think?
All right. So I mean, as the whole thing goes on, I mean, I was watching some of the hearings, and I mean, watching the 78-year-old man that came in from the CIA, you know, he was, what was he, 28 years or something in the CIA? And he's saying that she's lying and stuff like that, and they're dragging him out. I mean, the whole thing is like, I don't get how people can say that it's okay, because you know, oh, they've decided now they wouldn't do it. I don't want someone in that position that was okay with it at any time, because it never was okay to torture people. It's not. They've known for a very long time you don't get good information from torture. So, I mean, what were they just getting their kicks off doing it? Because they know this.
Yes, these are bad people. These are bad people because they know that torture doesn't produce reliable information. It produces information you want to hear. So they may torture somebody in order to get them to say on record, yeah, they did it. But that's the only thing that you can do with it. And then at that point, you don't have the nation's security at interest, right? If you're just trying to set up a frame job or whatever, that is not security. That is not protecting anybody. It's not even protecting you when all is said and done. Because if you've led to any damage to anybody in the U.S. or outside of the U.S. At all, you've made it more of a threat than anything. Which is why, but America isn't interested in peace, right? They're not interested in even securing the security of their own citizens or assuring the security of their own citizens. What they are interested in is, governing for the oligarchs. And if the oligarchs say we want to go overtake or oversee some oil, make sure that we can get our profits from there, they're going to do it. And the government will abide to them. So it's none of this is about terrorism. Let's just be real, because we fund terrorists. We fund terrorists. We are the biggest terrorists in the world, as far as I'm concerned. Was it you that was telling me that you sent me that article that the U.S. basically strong-armed the UN so that the UN wouldn't oversee kind of what happened in Gaza or do an investigation into the Gaza massacre?
Yes.
Okay. So why? Who would have hurt who? I mean, if you are saying that the Israelis, which is what we are in the United States, saying that the Israelis were in the right and that it was like this terrorist group, and no innocents were killed at all, then what would an investigation mean to you? Like, you would be proven right, and there you go on, move on your way. But it's because they're going to be fucking proven wrong, because they're not interested in assuring peace and security. They just aren't, and they haven't been for probably since the nation was built. I don't fucking know. I mean, no incident comes to mind. Maybe when Jimmy Carter did the peace deal in the Middle East that they thought would never come to be. Maybe that was legit, but beyond that, I don't know. So no, I mean, this is what we want to do. We want to just kill everybody and kill ourselves because of religious fanatics. I know this is going off on a tangent here, but this is just feeding into this. They just have no fight. I'm sorry. This is so frustrating. I don't know. Where are my thoughts? The Democrats have no fight. And if 5 people are here to confirm the horrible people, which they consistently seem to do, they are nobodies. Like they are Republicans. Let's just be real. And they are not even mild Republicans. They are fucking over in the right-wing Tea Party group Republicans that have infiltrated the Democratic Party. And that's what it has come down to. And idiots, voters, had an opportunity to get Manchin out of that position, and they did not take that opportunity. And that pisses me off. But whatever. Because Manchin's part of the problem. If you guys think that electing Trump was the solution, no, it was not. The solution was to get these fucking idiots, these fucking people that were supposed to represent you out. Yet you're still voting for the same goddamn people. But you won't pick anyone else on that ballot just because you may not recognize their fucking name? Well, that's on you. That is your fault for not doing your research. It is. It is on the voter. It is on everybody. We have an obligation as citizens to at least be somewhat aware of the situation and not fucking keep voting like this. Because if they're tired of it, which I think a Trump vote was a big, I'm sick of this shit, then you got to do something at your local level to assure that this shit stops. And voting back in Manchin to be part of the primary contender in the general elections there for Senate was a stupid move, West Virginia. So yeah, I blame you guys. You guys are idiots. Not all of you. The ones that voted for Manchin are idiots. That's all I got to say.
Well, I think the thing that gets me with it all is that whole real Democrat thing. I mean, we've talked about it plenty, but I mean, I still get people like, if I post something with my wigged meme or something, I always get these people like, why are you going after Democrats? Well, I'm going after a Democrat because these are the people that are supposed to be on our side. And they're not. They're so far away from us, and they just want to keep punching left. And they like, these are people on Twitter, they supposedly, they're so into, into politics, they have to be mostly trolls, and then other people just go along with them, because you can't seriously tell me that it's fine to keep voting these same people in. You can't tell me that you support a party that totally goes against everything you believe in and supports these candidates that are just crap, and they're voting with Republicans all the time. I mean, the people that we're talking about, there's probably, we have these 5, there's probably at least another 5, maybe 6 or 7. So like, I'll say a dozen of them that rotate through. I mean, you have Manchin like on every single one of these votes, but I mean, you have the other ones that just rotate through, giving these bad votes that are, pretty close to the 50 mark, that if they didn't vote, we may not get these people. And yet these real Democrats keep voting for these people, and they're supposedly part of the party that's resisting. And
I think it's two factors. Yeah, I think there are a decent amount that are trolls, right? They're trolls. I mean, they're just designed just to be trolls online. And then there are the ones that were comfortable prior to Trump, right? Their lives were fine. They didn't want to rock the boat. And so why would you vote? Why would you vote for anything but the people that were making it work for you? So there are those people as well. And I think those are the ones that aren't really as informed with the voting records of the people like Joe Manchin. They just were like, well, I was fine, so therefore, we just have to get rid of Trump, though. And so they're losing sight of the goal. They're losing sight of the fact that the country was not fine. You may have been okay, but where was everybody else at? Everybody else was not okay. That's not everybody else, not everybody wanted. There's a reason why not everybody wanted Hillary Clinton. And there was a reason why Trump won. And we have to get at the root of the matter. But they don't want to. They just say, let's just return to normal. They're normal. But no, why don't we return to better than your normal? I just don't understand why that mentality is so gone in some people. Why don't, it'll be better when Trump isn't there. No, it won't. Not if you get another Trump. Or what about Mike fucking Pence? Or, God forbid, whomever is going to be Speaker of the House next become president. And so it'll either be Trump in very extreme or a theocracy, or the same. And then they're like, well, we just have to return back to the same because I was comfortable under my blanket. I'm like, but what about all the fucking people around you who weren't comfortable, that said that they wanted better for themselves and their families and their neighbors? I just don't. That's like why we need to get off this individualistic streak. This is stupid. It's stupid. It's so dumb. It's just so stupid. It's corrosive. It's toxic. It's everything bad that you can think of. Sure. And it rewards bad behavior. It really does. It rewards psychopathy. We cannot keep rewarding psychopaths. We can't. These are your CEOs. Not every CEO is a psychopath, but there's a reason why Jeff Bezos won't end hunger now. He could end world hunger like 5 times over and still have $50 million to spare. It's because of that is rewarded in our society as it exists, and that can no longer be rewarded if we want to maintain a society to have it exist in the future. I just don't. But everybody's like, Jeff Bezos is wonderful. No, he's fucking not.
Well, because people believe, oh, it's the American dream. I'm going to become that billionaire. It ain't going to happen. I'm sorry. It ain't going to happen. But I mean, like, it's so frustrating that, you know, for one thing, it was very frustrating that this group of people, and all right, I'm going to say it right now, it's not every resistor. And I know that a lot of people that are in the resistance aren't on social media as much. You know, they don't see this stuff, and they do resist some of this stuff. And I know that they do. And I personally know some that, you know, they follow their, you know, they're on Facebook every once in a while, but they, you know, they're older women, and they, you know, but I know that they're good people, and they listen to me too. Like, I mean, if I tell them, okay, this person, you know, this is the votes that this person's doing, they'd be like, oh, wait a sec. Okay. Now I get what you're saying. But I mean, there's so many of them that they're only in it for themselves. They're only in it for themselves in just to make their life comfortable, and all they have to do is get rid of Trump to make this all comfortable again. And what they don't get is we're not going backwards. You know, we're not going backwards from this. I'm sorry, but this is where we are, and this is where the country is going. And you're either going to fight with us to get things for people, or you're not. And if you're gonna not fight with us, just step aside then, and let the people that want to do the fight and actually get in there, just do what they need to do, and stop harassing people, and stop putting down protesters. And I don't know, I mean, if you're a Democrat, you should be all for this. You check your government. That's what you do. If you're a good patriot, you check your government. If they're doing something wrong, you say they're doing something wrong. You're not a good patriot if you do not say this. That's all I know.
You just listened to another episode of Chat, Communications, Happenings, and Trends. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Also, head on over to our Patreon page at www.patreon.com/ActifyChat and help us bring more content to you by supporting us. Thank you, and keep fighting the good fight, my friends.